the world's largest battery manufacturer, just announced its third quarter revenue and profit had both increased by 130%. That's pretty impressive. And I can see that number continuing to increase over the next 10 years. Now, right now, CATL has, well, by some estimates, over 50% of global battery manufacturing output. That is insane. Thanks to an eagle-eyed reader, we've now found a way for non-Chinese citizens to invest in the world's largest battery manufacturer. Exciting news. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. My name is Sam Evans. Fantastic to see you. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you for supporting the channel, for subscribing, liking, and leaving your comments. I do read them, and I find them sometimes to be interesting. Some of you have made some interesting comments which have made me do further research. Others of you have actually taught me things. Nobody knows everything. That's the truth. And once you realize that, you're actually able to learn more. So thank you for helping with my education and education of many of us who watch this channel's views. We learn stuff every day. So one of the patrons to the channel, Devin Errett, who by the way is a great guy who keeps me updated with some fantastic information. He's on the money. Devin has discovered ATT is one of the only ways that you can get access to trade in CATL. Now, personally, I've wanted to trade in CATL stock now for a number of years, but haven't been able to. And this isn't exactly perfect, but it does give you access to the stock. Now, what is BATT? Well, BATT is actually called Amplified Lithium and Battery Technology ETF, or Exchange Traded Fund. And you can buy this stock easily in the American stock market, in Australia using stake. By the way, if you don't have a stake trading account, you can create one using my referral code that'll get you a free stock. If you just create a new account, you won't get any free stock, so you might as well use the referral code. That helps me out and it helps you out as well. I'll put the referral code in the description below. Now, I've just jumped onto stake and had a look, and actually you can get BATT on stake, which is great because it's also free to make trades on stake. Costs you nothing, which is awesome. Anyway, BATT. They are a portfolio of companies generating significant revenue from the development, production, and use of lithium battery technology, including 1, battery storage solutions, 2, battery metals and materials, and 3, electric vehicles. BATT seeks investment results that correspond generally to the EQM Lithium and Battery Technology Index. Now, I've had a look at the companies that BATT have invested in. And it's funny, it's quite ironic because quite a number of them are in fact, the biggest holdings they have are stocks I've recommended people to buy on this channel. Now, obviously, as you know, take my recommendations with a grain of salt. I've only returned about 100% this year on my investments, but anyway, just ignore what I have to say because I'm not a financial analyst, so you do whatever you like. But what is in BATT's exchange traded fund? Well, the biggest holdings as of October the 29th, 2021 are Tesla 9%, CATL 7.2%, BYD 5.8%. So by the way, fans of the channel, here's another way you can now invest in BYD. I know it's not great, it's only 5.8% of the fund. Still something though, because now it's become harder to invest in BYD from Australia. I don't know about you Americans, let me know in the comments below. It's become harder for you too. Here in Australia before, I recommended people could buy it through CommSec. CommSec changed their minds about 2 weeks ago. They no longer allow trading in the fund unless I think you have a minimum of 30,000 you want to invest into them, which could be worth doing. Another holding they have is BHP Group Limited with 5%, Glencore PLC with 3.5%, Neo Inc. with 2.9%. Now, Neo right now, I don't know why, but their stock it's not doing well this year. Good opportunity, really good opportunity, even of just buying Neo stock right now. That would be a good play. MMC, Norilsk Nickel, so a nickel company, LG Chemical, battery company, And also they do chemicals and other stuff as well, unfortunately. Samsung SDI make batteries as well. And Yan'an Energy New. Now those are the biggest holdings, but most of those are about 2%. In fact, the last 5 holdings I just mentioned are all about 2.5%. The biggest holdings: Tesla 9.2, CATL 7.2, BYD 5.8%, and BHP with 5%. So I'll just name the next 10 largest holdings that they have, and I'll put a link in the description to the entire holdings chart. So if you want to see all the holdings that they have, they've got a lot of companies in here. You can see all of them. 11th largest with 2.1% is Panasonic Corporation. Panasonic primarily make batteries now, of course. 12th is Ganfeng Lithium Company. 13th is Eve Energy Co. Limited. 14th is Albemarle Corp. I've had someone recommend to me to buy into Albemarle. Says it's a really promising mining company. Next is Lucid Group Inc. So obviously Lucid are the new EV manufacturers in the United States. Well, they're not new. They've been around for a long time, but they're apparently releasing their new cars next month. Next up is Nora Technology. Next up is Xpeng Inc., which they have 1.6% of. I think they should have more of Xpeng. I highly rate Xpeng as a company. But anyway, next up is Plug Power Inc. And then we have Li Auto. So you can see they've got quite a few Chinese automakers. Isn't that interesting? In fact, they've got a lot of Chinese companies, not just Chinese automakers, but a lot of Chinese companies. They've got the biggest battery manufacturers. So there's BYD, NIO, Xpeng, CATL, Tesla, no Volkswagen, no Ford, no General Motors, no Toyota, no Honda, no Nissan, no Mitsubishi, no Peugeot, no Renault, no Citroen, no Subaru, no Suzuki. I mean, what are they thinking? None of these legacy automakers. Therefore, maybe you should buy the stock. Well, seriously, I do recommend it. I'm going to buy some of this stock. I don't have a whole lot of money to play with at the moment, but whatever I got, when I get my weekly check, I will put in whatever I can into BATT. Highly recommend investing in this company. Now, looking at the price of this stock, honestly, it seems very affordable. It's being largely driven, I think, its stock price increase by Tesla. But overall, I think you'll find my best guess would be the value of this stock will 10x by 2030. That'd be my best guess. I think that's a reasonable, conservative number to go for, considering what we're looking at here. All of these companies, they're in the perfect industry. This is the perfect industry going forward. Why? Well, you all know why. Come on. Every car being sold in 2030 will be electric, right? What goes into those cars? Well, we're buying those car makers that are selling pure electric vehicles. We're buying the battery companies. We're buying the literal mineral the companies mining these minerals and these metals out of the earth and putting them into these new vehicles that everyone wants. This makes sense. So CATL reported a 130% year-on-year increase in revenue to 29.29 billion RMB, by the way, according to the company's unaudited financial results released today. CATL reported a net profit of 3.3 billion RMB in the third quarter, up 130% versus the same quarter last year. That's about a profit of about bit over $500 million US. In the first 3 quarters, the company's revenue rose 133% year on year to 73.36 billion yen. And net income rose 131% year on year to 7.75 billion yen. You can see a clear trajectory of increased profits from CATL. It's very easy to understand this company. Unlike BYD, which is a bit more challenging to understand because they make most of their income, believe it or not, from mobile phones and from handsets. But anyway, CATL, easy company to understand. In the third quarter, its basic earnings per share were RMB about 1.4, which is up 124% year over year. At the end of the third quarter, CATL's total assets were 249.15 billion RMB, up 92.53 billion from the end of 2020. Notably, CATL also announced the shareholdings of its top 10 shareholders, showing that Hill House Capital's shareholding dropped 1.8% from 1.9% previously. So what else is going on at CATL? Well, I've talked about CATL's sodium batteries, which I believe are enormously important for the entire planet and will become the primary medium of energy storage in battery storage by, say, 26, 27, 28. So in about 5 years from now. CATL are still in the process of kind of refining manufacturing of their sodium batteries. Apparently, when they have their manufacturing lines becoming efficient, these batteries will be 30% cheaper than lithium iron phosphate batteries. But they're not ideal for cars for various reasons. I'll put a link in the description below to CATL's sodium battery. It's actually had a lot of views, that video. It's been extremely popular, so check that one out. Now, in addition to that, CATL has signed a deal to license CTP technology, Hyundai Motors parts affiliate. Now, if you weren't already aware, NIO's 75 kilowatt hour hybrid battery pack unveiled last month uses CATL's next generation cell-to-pack technology to simplify manufacturing and assembly by 10%. This is a big number, and in fact, nobody's talking about this. If Tesla had been doing this, using this tech, which they might be, I don't know, they haven't. But if this tech had been announced by Tesla, it would be huge, huge news. Stick around and I'll tell you why. Now, if you didn't already know, CATL supplied batteries to Tesla and NIO, and today they signed an agreement with Hyundai Motors, the auto parts affiliate of Hyundai Motor, to license cell-to-pack technology to the latter. CATL will support Hyundai Motors' supply of CTP-related products in Korea and globally, the Chinese battery giant said in a statement today. CTP is highly efficient and integrated and is a technology that allows for the integration of cells into battery packs without the need for modules, which saves time and money and space. CATL said the technology can increase the system energy density of battery packs, simplify manufacturing processes, and save money. Last month, NIO announced the launch of a 75 kilowatt hour standard range hybrid battery pack to replace the previous 70 kilowatt hour version. By the way, it's not a hybrid car. NIO doesn't make hybrids. They only make purely electric vehicles. They just call it a hybrid pack. It's complicated, but anyway, it's a full electric vehicle. The battery uses CATL's next generation CTP technology, which simplifies manufacturing and assembly by 10%. Pretty big number, actually. Increases capacity utilization by 5% and increases energy density by 14% to 142 watts per kilo, NIO said at the time. That's pretty close to BYD's 150 watt per kilo. Might be better 155. CATL is China's largest supplier of power batteries. It's the world's largest supplier of batteries, with data released earlier this month by the China Automotive Battery Innovation Alliance, showing that from January to September this year, CATL had 48 gigawatt hours of installed capacity in China, with a 51% market share in the country. If you're not already aware of this, LG Chem is reeling. It's having to pay General Motors $1.2 billion in damage costs from having the recalls for the Bolt EU and the EUV. Basically, right now, LG Chem is trying to pivot to lithium iron phosphate batteries. They don't do them right now because they've recognized the fact that BYD and CATL were right. They are the future. Right now, it's likely, due to this scenario, CATL will take up the slack. In other words, companies will say, well, we don't want that crap because it's setting itself on fire. And actually, lithium iron phosphate batteries sound pretty good. I don't know why we didn't think of those in the first place. Yeah, companies, that's a good point. Your shareholders should be asking you these questions. It's strange they didn't do this. Anyway, this is one of the reasons why I believe CATL will take a larger market share, take some of LG Chem's or LG Energy Solutions, as they like to be known as now, take some of their market share over the next 24 months. It's very likely. Now is a good time to invest. Hey, let's do this. I'm in. Are you in? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm interested to know. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. Thanks for watching the channel. For those of you who have been on board now for several months, I appreciate your support. Look forward to seeing you every day. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.